Hello, you're all very welcome here to Belfield for coverage of the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship first round between Wexford and Galway. It's a lovely day here in Belfield. There's no real breeze or anything, and the sun seems to be trying to peep out through the clouds anyway, but perfect conditions for a game of camogie, and hopefully we'll see a good game. I'm joined by Kate Kelly and Claire O'Connor to discuss the game as we go along. And first of all, Kate, what sort of a game do you think we'll have here today?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game when you look back on this time last year, or in the summer last year when Wexford played Galway. Galway came down here and went away with a really, really convincing win. And I just think today we'll be looking forward to a bigger performance from Wexford. Galway are the All-Ireland champions, so it's a big ask for them. But I think they'll put it up to them today, and I'm looking forward to the challenge they're going to put out there. And
Claire, what are your initial thoughts then?
Much the same as Kate, to be honest. I'd probably also like to make it known for the people at home who mightn't know the new management in this year with Kevin Tatton and his crew. This is actually his first championship game, and he's only had one league game to practice basically with his team. Most of the games were cancelled earlier on in the year because of conditions like weather conditions, so they actually only had one game against Kerry, down in Kerry, on a very stormy day. So it's hard to know where you're at as regards your team. And I would like to have seen this Wexford team having a bit of a league campaign to build up their status as a team and as a unit. But it is what it is, and as we have COVID, we're dealing with things on a daily basis, and this Wexford team are having to deal with what's put in front of them. And also, I suppose it's nice to see that there's a good bit of unity amongst the girls, and that they've trained in the best capacity that they could. And I'm looking forward, like Kate, to seeing what they come up with today.
And as usual, Kate, conditions here appear to be very good in Belfield, and the weather conditions are very good for the mid to late October as well. I think it's 14 or 15 degrees here, and a perfect day for all round for it.
Absolutely. You'd definitely be, you're getting the championship nerves on a day like this, like when championship is played in the 9 weeks now leading up to December. You're going to be expecting, a bit of weather conditions to go against you, but today you couldn't have asked for a better day, and it definitely, I think it'll suit our girls a fine day like this to get, settle them into a game and get out of traps.
And in terms of the two team lineouts then, the 1 to 15 for Wexford, in goal Laura Brennan, Laura Dempsey, Anna Hennessy, Katie O'Connor, Jackie Quigley, Sarah O'Connor, Emma Walsh, Linda Bulger, Amy Cardiff, Ciara O'Connor, Shelley Keogh, Joanne Dillon, Mag Byrne, Chloe Fox and Nora Higgins. And Claire, there are going to be, I think, a few positional switches from that, but plenty of talent there amongst the side.
Quite a few changes and a nice young team. Laura Brennan, number 1, Laura Dempsey at number 2, her first championship game for Wexford, and indeed her first game in defence for Wexford as well, so it's a double whammy for her. Anna Hennessy, a young girl beside her, and Katie O'Connor. But there is a change in the half-back line. We see Ciara O'Connor, sister of Sarah, will be operating from wing back, and Sarah beside her at centre back remains the same, and Emma Walsh then middle of the field. Again, another first day out for Nora Higgins from Rathnewer. She was due to start at number 15, but they brought her out to the middle of the field. Maybe a marking job on Aoife Donoghue, perhaps, who knows, and alongside our captain Amy Cardiff. Then in the half-forward line, as we see, Ciara O'Connor has gone back to the half-back line, so Linda Bulger moves from midfield as named to wing forward, alongside an experienced Shelley Keogh, and again our free taker and a great star forward at the moment, Chloe Fox. Then in the full forward line we have Mag Byrne as named, Jackie Quigley, who was named at number 5, has gone to full forward, and Joanne Dillon has moved from wing forward into full forward. So that's the team to line out for Wexford.
And then the Galway 1 to 15 is as programme as well. Sarah Healy, Shauna Healy, Sarah Dervin, Heather Cooney, Emma Hellebert, Siobhan Gardner, Tara Kenny, Aoife Donoghue, Katrina Cormacan, Carrie Dolan, Niamh Hannafy, Niamh Kilkenny, Siobhan McGrath, Eilish O'Reilly and Catherine Finnerty. And obviously, Kate, Galway, the All-Ireland champions, some fabulous players amongst their team. And
yeah, definitely. And like their bench as well, like you look at the Galway team coming here today, you have Lorraine Ryan, Anne-Marie Starr, Rebecca Henley, and you have the McGrath sisters have returned to the fold in Galway. They won a Club All-Ireland back in March with Sarsfields, and that'll add a huge amount of competition back on the Galway team. They missed out on an All-Ireland last year. You have Tara Kenny back on the team. She did a cruciate for the All-Ireland last year, so I'd imagine they're down here and they have a lot of competitions for places. So I think very tough ask, but home soil hopefully will give us a little bit of advantage.
And your thoughts on the Galway side then, Claire?
like Kate said, they're All-Ireland champions. Huge competition for places. Club All-Ireland champions. They're the three McGrath sisters. Emma Halliburton moved to number 5. She ordinarily operates from number 6. So there must be serious competition if they've moved their regular centre back to number 5, with Siobhan Gardner stepping in at number 6. And Tara Kenny at number 7 must have done huge work to get back to that position, having done her crusade last year. I will say that their forward line looks very, very impressive. I see Teenie Cormacan, who'd normally operated centre forward, has gone to midfield. Basically, I'd say because there are that many forwards in Galway. Carrie Dolan, their normal free taker at number 10. Niamh Hannafy, very strong girl. Niamh Kilkenny, who can play anywhere, but you know, won Player of the Year last year at midfield, is at wing forward. That'd be a big task for Ciara O'Connor today, or Emma Walsh. And then Siobhan McGrath, Club Player of the Year last year at full forward for her club Sarsfields. Ailish O'Reilly had a fantastic year last year at full forward. Huge scoring power for Galway. And then Catherine Finity on the corner. So I do think that there's a big challenge ahead of our Wexford backs, and they do need to make sure that they're out in front, getting their possession, doing the simple things right, and getting the job done in that sector of the field.
And the referee today is Owen Elliott, who's made the trip down from Antrim for the job here, and we wish him and all the officials the very best of luck. The players are going through their last bits and pieces of the warm-up, Kate, and the other two teams in this group, Cork and Offaly. Cork have received a walkover from Offaly, and Wexford will hopefully be playing those teams in the next couple of weeks anyway as well.
Yeah, I think our next outing is Cork in Cork, and they definitely would have liked to see, you know, maybe Cork playing Offaly to get a little bit of insight of, you know, how Cork are going, even their line outs, the different players. I believe Aisling Thompson is back playing with them, so that's I suppose next on the cards, and it will, you know, Wexford will be pushing for one of the 2 spots in this group. A very tough group to come out of, and only 2 teams are coming through. The top is obviously going semi-final, and second in the group is going into a quarter-final. So, yeah.
2 captains there, Sarah Dervin and Amy Carter, for going up for the toss as we speak, and there's no real advantage one way or the other, I think, Kate, Claire, in terms of which way the teams play, really.
No, not really. I mean, the breeze is very slight going in towards town, but I mean, it's very slight, and unless you were standing down the field, I suppose you couldn't really gauge properly how strong the breeze is. But you'll know with the flight of the ball now, after a couple of minutes, how things are going to go. But this Galway team seem very focused as they approach the sideline, and they've gone through a rigorous enough warm up there. So it will be a very interesting day for Wexford to see where are we on the mark. You know, we're working our way back up towards All-Ireland semi-finals and being extremely competitive at senior standards. So I think today is a big challenge, but I think it'll be really interesting for the Wexford, just the Wexford team, and you know, all the supporters, to see where are we at as regards strong senior competitiveness in the All-Ireland Championship.
Yeah, and just following up from that, I think maybe Kevin has done his homework, you know, moving Jackie in full forward to try slow Sarah's dominance there. And I think the 2 big ones obviously on the Galway team, Aoife Donoghue and Niamh Kilkenny, they're always the driving force there, and I see possibly, I'm thinking that Nora Higgins has moved out there as a marker for Aoife Donoghue, and likewise with Niamh Kilkenny. I have a feeling that maybe Ciara O'Connor could have the job of just picking her up and trying to keep her quiet, and then you'd be expecting that everyone else can chip in and do their part. But I think the first 10 minutes here are going to, you know, tell a lot. That, you know,
I do think, Kate, as well, in general, Niamh Kilkenny fires better from midfield. It's just a personal opinion. I've seen her in a good few games, and you know, if she doesn't get that much ball, she tends to fall out of the game, and Ciara O'Connor has the hurling and the speed and the youth and all that to manage her. So that would be a massive one for me as well, and likewise the keeping Aoife Donoghue. Teenie Cormacan at midfield is a brilliant worker as well, Katrina Cormacan. She does untold work on the field, on and off the ball, so it'll be interesting to see what she provides for Galway at midfield today.
Chloe, no shyness in Chloe there, just getting in the middle of the Galway team when they were finishing off their warm-up, but just shows the focus in Chloe and not going to be intimidated by him.
So we can see that early change there on the Wexford side. Nora Higgins is joining Amy Cardiff in the middle of the field there, whilst the Galway midfield pairing of Aoife Donoghue and Katrina Cormacan are there, and we're almost ready to go now in Belfield here in this Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Camogie Championship round 1. The ball is in, the game is on. Aoife Donoghue has first possession for Galway. She's trying to charge clear. There's some good defending there by Sarah O'Connor, and the Galway player that time was penalised, and a good early opportunity, Claire, for Wexford to launch an attack.
Lovely and nice intent there from the Wexford duo at midfield. Like, you know, we're not letting you away with a run straight away, Aoife, and, you know, nicely won there. She overcarried the ball and Chloe is ready to take it.
Free to be taken from her own 65 by Chloe Fox. It's dangerously landing in around, but it's gone over to the left-hand side and wide. The first wide of the game. Kate.
Yeah, and you know, Chloe was right to go for that. The sun is right in the goalie's eyes there, so if you get any opportunity, I'd be trying to land it in for that crossbar.
And Katrina Cormacan sends this one forward here now, and it's Galway on the attack. Ball in towards Niamh Hannafy there. Niamh sends it up the line. There's some good defending there by the Wexford fullback, Anna Hennessy, and the ball is over towards the far side on the ground there. The sun is nearly in my eyes here at the moment, but it's a good sign on an October day to have the sun out. And the ball is over the far side there, very close to the sideline. Some good defending. Laura Dempsey has it under control now for Wexford outside here to Ciara O'Connor. Ciara sends it up the line. There's 2 or 3 Galway players there, and it's over here. Well won by Aoife Donoghue. She sends it low ball in towards the full forward line, and out after it now is Siobhan McGrath. McGrath has it. There's a chance here now for Galway to get the opening score of the game. McGrath off the right and over the bar. An excellent score there by Siobhan McGrath, Kate, and a bright opening for Galway.
Yeah, I think Katie just misread that. Siobhan McGrath got in behind her, and a nice little opening score for Siobhan and to settle herself into this game.
And the puck out now from Laura Brennan is sent long and over towards the far side. That's a very long puck out. The ball breaks here now, and Niamh Kilkenny has it under control outside here now to Emma Hellebert. Great ball in here. Aoife Donoghue is trying to get away. She's fouled. There's an advantage being played, but it's still with Donoghue now, and there's a great chance for Galway to extend it, but the referee has brought it back for the advantage. A free in, and Aoife Donoghue has started this game brightly for Galway, Claire.
She has indeed. Might be a bit of a shock. You know, as I said, it's the first time that Nora Higgins has actually played inter-county senior camogie, so it's a big asking her to ask mark Aoife Donoghue at midfield on her first day, but she will get there, and give her a few minutes and she'll get into the game. I do notice though that Galway are finding each other really, really well. Emma Hellebert, they're available for a couple of passes. Everybody, you know, on the ball. Passes are very exact, and you know, they're making the most of every possession.
And Carrie Dolan makes no mistake from that resulting free, and the game is underway quickly again. Emma Walsh is there for the Glenbarntown girl. Emma Walsh sends that one forward here towards Linda Bulger. Linda is battling away for it now, and Nora Higgins is in there as well, and so too is Niamh Hannafy for Galway. The ball breaks out there to Hannafy again, and Galway are on the attack again. Hannafy is being pursued there by Amy Cardiff. It's a great hook by Cardiff that time to dispossess Hannafy, and it's back with Wexford again, and Shelley Keogh. Shelley is coming clear with it now, and it's inside here to Nora Higgins. Nora just got it on the second occasion that time. It plays a good low ball up the line here to Shelley Keogh. Great block down by Emma Hellebert that time, but it's back with Shelley Keogh again, and she's trying to get away from the attentions of the Galway defenders. The ball breaks here. Chloe Fox is first to it for Wexford. A good side step inside, but just spilled it there, and Siobhan Gardner dispossesses her at the crucial moment, and Gardner sends Galway clear again, but only as far as Katie O'Connor here for Wexford. Good work here by Katie. Hand pass forward. Amy Cardiff. Low ball up the line is just a little bit strong for Nora Higgins, and it goes in towards Shauna Healy. Shauna skips clear and hand passes it outside here to Aoife Donoghue. Low ball in from Aoife towards the half forward line for Galway. A great catch there by Catherine Finnerty. Catherine is the right side of Laura Dempsey. Some good work here by Dempsey in defence, but it's a goal for Galway, and a great goal at that by Catherine Finnerty, and that was a great run. Laura Dempsey tried very hard there, Kate, to keep the ball, but it was great work by Finnerty to get the goal.
Absolutely, from the clearance there from Aoife Donoghue, crossfield ball, and you know, and the catch, Laura was on the back foot there trying to catch her going through, and what a finish.
An early bright start for Galway as the ball lands in around the full forward line for Wexford. Jackie Quigley of Rathnure is the first to it, twisting the turn by Jackie. Can she get room to get a strike underway? It's outside here to Chloe Fox. Some good good attacking, I should say, by Fox. Outside here now to Linda Bulger. Linda's trying to make something happen for Wexford. The ball is on the ground, and there's players in around over it. It breaks here, and there's a chance, and there is a goal. A brilliant goal by Magburn there, Claire, and Wexford are back in the game.
So well taken, but super work by all the girls there, passing the ball, moving the ball forward. Chloe Fox, even into Linda Bulger, who I think got fouled, and the referee let it go on, all to our advantage. Great goal by Mag, and great work, great confident work. Yeah,
and you know what, we needed that. We just, you know, 1-2 down after the first few minutes. We needed a goal to just settle us.
And it was a great catch from the puck out there by Carrie Dolan, and it's with Aoife Donoghue again, I should say. There's a chop perhaps there, but the referee doesn't see it, or says play on, and outside here now to Carrie Dolan. She has it under control for Galway at the moment. skips back inside. There was a little clip on her helmet as she skipped inside. Niamh Kilkenny sends it back here to Aoife Donoghue, and the referee had the advantage being played there, Claire, and certainly an end-to-end start.
Yeah, brilliant, and great to see the confidence in the Wexford girls taking it on. I mean, these are the All-Ireland champions. They've had back-to-back wins with League and Championship last year. It is great to see the girls, you know, giving it their everything and keeping up the pace. Some good hooking, I like to add, I suppose, from our backs. Emma Walsh had a great one there from that last catch, and you know, they're tackling hard. I know they're on the edge sometimes, and that free there is resultant of a high tackle, but you know, you have to take those chances as senior camogie.
And the free from Carrie Dolan now is sent goal bound, and it's over the bar. A good score there from a tight angle by Carrie Dolan. Kate, and a very reliable free taker.
Absolutely. There's not very many frees that Carrie misses, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to be a little bit more disciplined in and around the backs.
Great catch on the puck out that time by Chloe Fox, and she's bottled up there nearly immediately by 2 or 3 Galway players, and the ball breaks. It's still with Galway and Emma Hellebert forward here now to Niamh Kilkenny. Niamh spots Aoife Donoghue in a bit of space on the 45. Low ball in towards the full forward line. The ball breaks here to the goal scorer, Catherine Siobhan McGrath was in fact, but Aoife Donoghue is back with it again now, and a good tackle there by Amy Cardiff. That's an example of this new rule in action, Claire, where there's a little bit of physical contact allowed. That ball, however, is I think perhaps sent over the bar there by Galway and Niamh Kilkenny, and 1-4 to a goal. But we'll just return to that tackle there, Claire.
Yeah, I actually think that in fairness to Amy Cardiff, she has kind of done well there on 2 or 3 occasions with tackling, hooking, blocking. You know, she's doing really well, and that's an example that you can give a little bit of weight to your shoulder, but you can't go too hard at it. So she's doing it well.
That's another great catch from a puck out there by Chloe Fox. She's trying to get away from Emma Hellebert, but it's no easy task. The ball breaks to the ground here now, and the Galway half-back Tara Kenny, who's back from injury, has it under control now, and it's outside, and Galway are going on the attack again. Some good defending there by Emma Walsh, and the ball breaks here to Nora Higgins. Nora wearing the number 15 on her back. She's bundled off the ball on that occasion, and it's Carrie Dolan with it. Carrie flicks it outside here to Niamh Hannafy. There's an advantage being played to Galway, and the referee brings it back, Kate, and we've seen some good play in the opening stages here from Galway in particular. Yeah,
definitely, and you can see they're very confident. They're probably a little bit more seasoned in terms of their teamwork. They're together a lot longer, and you can see that. But if Wexford can just weather the storm and just try to keep the scores as low as possible over the next 4 or 5 minutes and get themselves into it, you can see patches of that they're working together. They're doing passes where they can. So hopefully can just weather this storm for another few minutes.
And a free to be taken by Carrie Dolan from just around the middle of the field. It's a good strike. It's going to land in around the square there. Laura Brennan is up for it, and the ball breaks, and it's broken favourably from a Wexford point of view. Anna Hennessy outside here now to Laura Dempsey. Laura spots a run further up the field, but that ball goes slightly astray to Niamh Hannafy, who has it under control now for Galway. Niamh very close to the far sideline. Low ball up towards Ailish O'Reilly there, and it's back with Hannafy again. This is some very good play here now by Galway. Great work here. It's still with Hannafy, and there's a chance of a goal perhaps across here to Siobhan McGrath, but it's just out of McGrath's reach and gone wide. That was a great build-up by Galway, Claire.
Nice build-up and good for us that it went wide. I mean, it was a missed opportunity for them, but you know, the girls are sticking to it, and they're closing them down. Galway are certainly on the march forward. They're not slacking back or anything, but luckily for us, it was wide.
You'd have to say that Galway's movement all around the field, they're moving forward. Even Aoife Donoghue there on the last one was in the 21-yard line.
And the ball breaks here. Shelley Keogh is trying to get it, and Siobhan Gardner is working hard there now for Galway. Gardner has it under control inside here now to the half-back Tara Kenny, and sent forward now to Emma Walsh, who read it very well in the Wexford half-back line, but Walsh is under pressure from Carrie Dolan now, and the ball breaks here. Kicked forward by Catherine Finity, and it's here now with Aoife Donoghue forward to Siobhan McGrath. McGrath is trying to get away from Sarah, or Anna Hennessy I should say, and McGrath still has it. There's a great chance again of a goal. There was a drop, perhaps the hurl was dropped there. That rule has been changed for anyone watching at home. You're no longer allowed to drop the hurling camogie. The ball breaks here. Nora Higgins has it under control. Excellent pick up there by Higgins, and she gets away and sends it forward here now. A good opportunity for the Wexford full forward line. Jackie Quigley and Sarah Dervin are out after it. It's Dervin who has it under control. Flicked outside here now to Shauna Healy. Sean is looking for options. Hand passes it forward to Emma Hellebert. Emma low ball, but it's intercepted by Amy Cardiff. Cardiff forward here into the path of Mag Byrne, but it breaks favourably for Galway again, and Emma Hellebert. Emma forward here to Aoife Donoghue. Aoife tries to spot the run inside of Ailish O'Reilly, but O'Reilly manages to turn Laura Dempsey there, and O'Reilly, and a goal for Galway. Great work there by Ailish O'Reilly, and she turned on the sixpence that time, Kate, and just got away from Laura Dempsey.
Yeah, and they're really firing on all cylinders, where we seem to be a little bit nervous on the ball. We're missing pickups where we need to just settle down a little bit and get the ball forward, and not let the ball out of backs that easy.
At that stage there, Emma kind of had that ball under control, and then she lost it, and of course Galway went on to score from it. But I do think we need to negate the work of Aoife Donoghue at midfield. She's doing far too much for Galway. We really want to see that quieten down.
The ball is on the ground there. Sarah Healy, the Galway goalkeeper, is trying to keep it out, and it's Sarah Dervin, hand passed inside to Shauna Healy. Shauna sends a hand pass forward again towards Siobhan Gardner, who clears it long up towards Niamh Hannafy there, who's in a foot race with Laura Dempsey. Dempsey does well to flick it away from Hannafy. It's out over the line for a line ball, and Clare Galway are beginning to pull away a small little bit now after Wexford getting that goal.
It's definitely their purple patch, but I also think, in fairness to the Wexford girls, they need to come up to this level. They have not played at this level in a long time. They had one game this year to prepare them for this, with the exception of practice matches, so they will get there. They just need to, as Kate said, weather the storm for this first 15.
And some very good work by Katie O'Connor there, quickest to the break, and Bob. The hand pass inside was a little bit astray, and Emma Hellebert intercepts it for Galway. Low ball in towards Ailish O'Reilly again. She's been very bright in the opening stages for Galway, but it's Sarah O'Connor to come clear with it to Chloe Fox now. Fox sends a low ball, or a crossfield ball I should say, but it's intercepted by Shauna Healy again for Galway. Emma Hellebert further forward over the far side there to Niamh Kilkenny. Niamh has a little bit of time and space to plant her feet and survey her options. The ball is sent over towards Siobhan McGrath over this near side here, but it's read well, and it's with Wexford again. And Amy Cardiff. Amy sends it back to Katie O'Connor, but the referee is giving a free now to Wexford, and some composed defending there, Claire.
Yeah, that was a little bit more on the steady side, and in fairness to Katie O'Connor, she earned that free by stepping back a little bit. I think Aoife Donoghue might have got a shot with the strength of Katie there, but yeah, much more steady, coming out to the ball. They need to be getting in front. I mean, if these Galway girls get the ball delivered to them in front, and they will get a good ball in, you just have to step out in front and block that delivery from coming in, because, as Kate said earlier, you're on the back foot all day if you don't get out in front and win possession first.
Yeah, sometimes, Kate, I know you weren't the back ever really, and Claire's the expert when it comes to corner back play, but sometimes you just have to take the risk and go for the ball and just hope
definitely.
you get it.
I think so, and as Claire said, maybe just take the chance and play out in front. Galway are dropping those balls in perfectly, but I think in a little sense, we're trying to weather the storm. We're dropping back a good bit, and their half-back line are able to look up and take their time to put that perfect ball into the full forward line. So maybe we need to push up a little bit on their half-back line and stop them, put them under a little bit more pressure when they're delivering the ball.
And as also our passes, when we move out with the ball, we're moving out well, we're winning possession, we're soloing out, but our delivery to our hand pass is a little bit too short at times, or it's not clear-cut enough, or maybe we should just drive a couple of balls into the full forward line. Just keep it simple.
And a free now to be taken by Sarah O'Connor. Sarah sends it over towards the far side, nearly into the path of Ciara O'Connor there, but it's broken to Emma Hellebert again, who's got on a lot of ball in these early stages for Galway. Great pass by Hellebert there to find Aoife Donoghue in loads of space. There's a little bit of slack marking perhaps there by Wexford, and Aoife Donoghue makes no mistake with that shot, Kate, and that was a great score.
Yeah, and I think Claire alluded to it already. She's already doing an enormous amount of work. She's popping up everywhere, and she kind of tends to drift up forward, drift back, but get on the ball or get around where the ball is.
She's excellent at finding space, and Amy Cardiff has been given the task of marking her there now, but she's doing enormous work for Galway.
And it's with Linda Bulger now. Linda flicks it out to Amy Cardiff, and Amy is trying to get away and does get away from Aoife Donoghue there, but she's blocked off by Katrina Cormack, and a good ball over towards the far side. Who's going to lay claim to it? It's Nora Higgins, and a shot from Nora Higgins is heading over the bar, and a great score there by Nora Higgins. She turned very quickly to strike that over the bar,
yeah,
Kate.
Absolutely, and that's I'd say Nora's very natural in around the full forward line, and give her a couple of balls like that and she will pop them over the ball, but a great score by Nora.
It's kind of classic Nora score there.
And there was plenty of steps taken there by the Galway cornerback Shauna Healy, but it's inside to Sarah Dervin. Sarah sends it high and long in towards Ailish O'Reilly in the full forward line. This has been a good battle in there between O'Reilly and Hennessy so far, and the ball breaks here now to Sarah O'Connor for Wexford outside. There was a little bit of slow striking there by Ciara O'Connor, but the ball breaks back to Laura Dempsey again for Wexford. Hand pass forward here, and Wexford have a chance to go on the attack. A long ball in by Linda Bulger, but again Galway have an extra player back there, and it's Tara Kenny. Tara outside to the cornerback Heather Cooney over there, and it's Sarah Dervin now with the clearance. There's a battle there between Carrie Dolan and Emma Walsh, and it's cleared now and the ball is out around the middle of the field. There's some fireworks going off here in Escarty, but we've seen plenty of fireworks on the field so far as Shelley Keogh has it over here on the 20-metre line, and a chance maybe for Wexford to get their second point on the board. Shelley steadies herself and sends it over the bar. An excellent score there by Shelley Keogh, Kate.
Yeah, an excellent piece of play there across the field. You know, Nora over to Chloe and back out to Shelley Keogh, and that's more of what we need. Just keep picking off the scores like that, more direct.
And also, Kate, two in defence. We saw Sinead Dempsey, we saw Anna Hennessy, and we also saw, was it Emma Walsh there, coming out 50-50 in the last 3 balls, which has made a huge difference into the pressure coming in on the Wexford defenders, and it's opening it up for us up at the front.
And the referee has called for the water break there, with Galway leading by 2-5 to 1-2 here in Belfield in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Camogie Championship round 1. And the 2-5 on the Galway side, Ailish O'Reilly has a goal, Catherine Finnerty has a goal, Niamh Kilkenny has a point, Aoife Donoghue has a point, Siobhan McGrath has a point, and Carrie Dolan has 2 pointed frees, while the Wexford 1-2 has come from a Mag Byrne goal. Nora Higgins and Shelley Keogh got a couple of nice scores there in the last couple of moments, but it has been Galway who have got the better of the exchanges in the early stages, particularly those 2 goals making the difference. Some very good play by the 2 in the full forward line, Ailish O'Reilly and Catherine Finnerty there, Kate.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see, look at Galway are your All-Ireland champions. We're coming in, we're that bit more nervous. We're going to be, you know, a new team together, a new management together, so you're going to be that little bit more nervous coming in. And you can see with Galway, like Claire said before, you can see that there's 6 forwards there and there's 3 or 4 on the sideline looking to get on the field, and every one of them are out looking for the ball, and they're really, you know, after starting this game off, on fire.
And also, you know, credit to the Wexford girls too. Like, I mean, we've been talking about a lot about the All-Ireland champions, but like we said, it's Wexford's first day out. They've only had one other day out this year, and to be fair to them, I think they're actually stepping up in the last 5 minutes there. You can see them, they're gathering momentum, they're giving better passes, they're not as nervous, they're coming out in front a bit more, they're kind of controlling their own game a little bit more, which is all you can do, control the controllables, and preventing that good ball coming into the or stopping that good ball that's coming into the Galway forward line.
You can also see the likes of Sarah's actually dropping a lot more deeper, and she's picking up that ball in the D now, which is supporting the full back line and you know, cutting off that ball going in there.
And we have the game restarted again. Sarah Healy out to Shauna Healy. Shauna sends it forward here to Emma Hellebert, but it's out of Hellebert's reach, and a line ball for Wexford. Shelley Keogh is going to be the one to take it. Or perhaps Emma Walsh is going to be the one to take it, but
I think Shelley was looking for a fast one there, but there wasn't anything really available, so it made sense to take your time and try and do it as best as possible.
Emma Walsh, a good cut there in towards Jackie Quigley. The ball breaks here, and Siobhan Gardner has it for Galway again now. Gardner, long ball over towards the far side, and out after it now is Catherine Finnerty, but Laura Dempsey gets there first. Some good speed shown there by Dempsey. Hand pass inside to Sarah O'Connor. Sarah scoops forward, an excellent ball forward there, and Wexford have a chance through Chloe Fox now to go on the attack again. Ball in, dangerous ball in towards the square. Who's going to get to it? Jackie Quigley is trying to pull on it there. There was some good defending by Shauna Healy. Shauna is over the ball at the moment, but Jackie Quigley has it up and picked it up straight off the ground according to the referee, and I couldn't see it any better to argue with the referee anyway, Kate.
No, I couldn't either, to be honest, but I did kind of think, how did she get the ball up so quick? But look, the referee was in a good position to see that. We can see that, you know, Sarah has dropped back as a sweeper, so the forward line are going to have to try to get the ball directly into their hand when the ball goes in there.
Some excellent piece of skill there by Carrie Dolan to get the ball under control, and it's back with Dolan again. Siobhan Gardner.
Siobhan Gardner spraying a lot of ball and delivering a lot of ball into the Galway forward line.
And there's a battle in the corner here, and Siobhan McGrath seems to be on the right side of it at the moment, and the ball breaks here. I can't quite see with the people standing in front of me there, but it's back here now with Carrie Dolan and Galway. Some good work here by Dolan, a ball in, and a quick shot by Niamh Kilkenny there, and I think that has gone to the right hand side and wide. That's Galway's second wide of the game, the first wide from a proper shot. We haven't had very many wides. Most of the shooting has been fairly accurate, Claire.
Yeah, it's fairly on the ball from both sides, and good for us that one went wide, I suppose. Niamh Kilkenny would be disappointed that she normally put those over the bar in her sleep.
Low ball from Ciara O'Connor up to the sideline where Jackie Quigley has come out the field a little bit. This ball is sent over across the field here, and Shelley Keogh is first to it, but it breaks to the ground. Nora Higgins is out over it again, and some very good work by Higgins again. She tries to get a hand pass clear, but it's just half blocked as she does. Siobhan Gardner flicks it clear here to Aoife Donoghue, who breaks onto it around the middle of the field. A low ball from Donoghue in towards Ailish O'Reilly. Ailish being pursued by Anna Hennessy there, and some good work by O'Reilly to get the shot away, but I think that one has gone to the left-hand side and wide. But persistent defender there by Hennessy, but good work by Riley to get the ball up. And
yeah, definitely. And I would have to say, in fairness to Anna, she stood she stood off her, because Eilish likes to run at a player, so she pushed her into taking the shot, and hence we got a wide from it.
Jackie Quigley is the target from the puck out there, and the ball breaks between Quigley and Kenny, very close to the sideline over the far side. And Niamh Kilkenny is there as well for Galway. Who's going to win often the case of winning these battles on the ground can go a long way towards winning the game. Katrina Cormacan is there, and so too are numerous players on both sides, and can't just quite see who has it clear now, but it's with the Wexford side. Mag Byrne tries to get it under control but spills it again. With a scrappy little period of play here in Belfield and Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Camogie Championship, as there's still a scrum for the ball, and I think the referee would be best advised perhaps to throw this one in at Clare. And that was the first period of really scrappy play we've seen.
Yeah, it's been open up to now, but you need to come out with those kind of balls, as the ruck ball, as you mentioned, because it does go a long way. Because if it's not physical, it's mental anyway that you've won those difficult balls. I do think that both teams' employment of a sweeper is probably working better for us than it is for them in this quarter anyway.
Linda Bulger flicks that one one-handed over towards the far side, where Mag Byrne is first to it. She manages to turn Heather Cooney, and this is a good run by Mag Byrne, but also some very good defending there by Heather Cooney to get it flicked away and get it under control and give it out to Emma Hellebert here. This is excellent work by the Galway defence, but Hellebert is dispossessed by Joanne Dillon. Some very good work there. Shelley Keogh with the shot, very close to the goal. Some good work in the goal by Sarah Healy. Sarah has a little bit of time now, as there's a Wexford player, Joanne Dillon, is down injured there at the moment, as the ball breaks here to Emma Walsh and Nora Higgins. A very quick pick up by Nora Higgins again to send it in towards the full forward line, but again it's a Galway girl there. And she manages to clear it. It was a bit of a coming together here in the middle of the field, and I didn't quite see what happened there. Claire, maybe you did.
No, I missed myself, but it is all to play for out there. And if you take a look at Shauna Healy, number 2, number 3 Sarah Dervin, number 5 Emma Hellebert, number 6 Siobhan Gardner, they are really big, strong ladies. I mean, a couple of them are not something short of 6 foot tall, and they're really strong. You can see their physicality on the field. Wouldn't like to get a shot from one of them myself now, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got a good shot there. I think it's Joanne Dillon is down, but a couple of wasted balls gone in there, Peter. I know it might be a bit of greenery, lack of practice, but at this stage we're into the second quarter of the game. We need to be making the most of every single possession, and we've hit in 2 or 3 balls there in the last few minutes that are basically into the hand of the keeper or the full back or whoever. So we need to be making the most of every single ball, because they're delivering every single ball to somebody, and that might be the difference at the minute as regards scores.
And when you're playing a team as good as experienced as Galway, as an underdog, you have to be taking every chance you can get, really, Kate.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see we're probably not as effective or efficient with the balls up front, but that will come. You can see them move Jackie out even to the puck outs, that she'll be a target person to drop the ball on. And there's a little bit, Nora Higgins is actually doing a lot of work around the middle, a bit more support play, and the Galway are just hitting them hard and getting in on every single ball.
Well, Wexford have a line ball over towards the far side there near the dugout, and it's been taken by Ciara O'Connor. A good cut in towards the full forward line. The ball breaks here. Sarah Dervin has it under control, the captain of Galway. She sends it out towards Katrina Cormacan. Katrina's under pressure from Ciara O'Connor over the far side. Good work here by Cormacan, but she does pick it up off the ground, and a free into Wexford, and a chance for Chloe Fox maybe to get a score for Wexford now, Claire.
Yeah, maybe a role reversal there, as in we were wondering did Jackie or didn't Jackie pick it up, and I think Katrina Cormacan is arguing the same thing. It is that fast though. It's hard to see even the hand passes at this stage, so it's a good sign for first round of the championship between these two teams. Things are moving on quickly. It's a good fluid game, and we'll have to take this chance because we need a score on the board at this stage, especially before half time.
And I see Chloe Fox on her left thigh there, Kate. She's fairly well taped up as well. Maybe she's carrying a bit of a niggle.
Yeah, it seems that she went down there early on in the first half and got strapped up, so yeah, it looks like she's carrying a quad injury.
Well, it certainly didn't affect her ability to put that one over the bar anyway, Claire. That was a brilliant score.
Brilliant score from the sideline, really well taken, and that'll give Wexford a bit of confidence now going forward.
So 2-5 to 1-3, a 5-point game here in Belfield, as Shauna Healy has it now for Galway. Shauna sends it up towards the half-forward line, but it's well read by Emma Walsh there for Wexford. The ball is very, very close to the sideline there, and there's still a scramble for it on the ground. Linda Bulger flicks it forward here, only as far as Siobhan Gardner, but Bulger is over it again. Niamh Hannafy is there too, and there's another battle developing again. The ball breaks out a little bit there as far as Ciara O'Connor, but it's picked up by Aoife Donoghue now for Galway, flicked away by Chloe Fox. Fox has it under control. Outside here to Nora Higgins. Good work by Wexford. Long left-handed strike in towards Joanne Dillon in the full forward line. It's defended very well, however, there by Shauna Healy. Some excellent defending to give it outside to Tara Kenny. Tara, long ball out, bounces out around the middle of the field here. Emma Walsh inside to Linda Bulger. Linda sends it long in towards Jackie Quigley, but there's 2-on-1 inside there. Quigley slips. Sarah Dervin is there. Quigley still doesn't give up though, however, and has it under control on the second occasion, and there's an advantage being played and free into Wexford. That was excellent work by Jackie Quigley, having slipped initially, Kate.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. She got the tackle in from on the ground and got back up and kept the ball in there, and that's what they need to do because they're playing one player down.
Also, Kate, she was holding the ball and she needed a bit of support, and she wasn't able to get that support, so we were lucky to get a free there. But I think Sean Healy is winning too much ball in the full back line. Just puck outs, winning balls, winning puck outs, driving out the feet. We're putting our backs under pressure, and I don't know if it's working standing off the full back line because they seem to be passing the ball to her all the time, as in driving out a puck out to her. So we need to be mindful of that. But good work by Jackie Quigley.
And we have Linda Bulger to take this free, even though Chloe Fox scored the previous one. A little bit unusual perhaps, Kate, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. I would have thought Chloe, when she was in there and around there, that she would take it, but obviously Linda is probably taking the closer in ones, and Chloe is taking the ones further out the field.
And Linda's also a really capable free taker, so we're lucky to have a few.
And that one has gone over the bar, and we're back to a 4-point game. There's been some good work by Wexford here in the last few minutes to claw back this lead of Galway's, which I think was maybe at 6 or 7 points at one stage. Ball forward from Linda Bulger over towards Mag Byrne at the far side there, but the ball breaks and Emma Hellebert is the first to it for Galway. Emma trying to perhaps manufacture a free there, but it's outside to Katrina Cormack, and Katrina off the left hand, low ball in towards Ailish O'Reilly. She's in a foot race there with Anna Hennessy, and O'Reilly just flicks it away. There was a foul there. There was a slightly late pull by Laura Dempsey, and a free in now to Galway, and I don't think anyone could have any complaints about that free in, Claire.
No, maybe Anna Hennessy was even a bit unlucky there that the ball fell to Ailish O'Reilly's side as opposed to hers, because she was footing it with her there, coming out to that ball, which is really promising to see from her, because once Ailish O'Reilly gets the ball in her hand, I mean, it's literally score every time, if not a really good pass. I think Emma Walsh is doing super stuff at number 7 for Wexford. She's breaking down an awful lot of ball there, and testament to that is the fact that Siobhan McGrath has now come out to wing forward. Emma Walsh has pretty much won any ball that has come down her wing there, which is, this is good for Wexford.
Carrie Dolan now with the free just inside the 45-metre line. And she has put it over the bar. The umpire was well behind the goal there. It took him a while to get to the flag, but it's gone over the bar, and that should maybe settle Galway down a little bit, Kate, because it has been all Wexford for the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. You can see that Wexford have settled into the game a lot more and are on the ball and fighting for a lot more, not giving it easy to Galway at all.
Aoife Donoghue back here to Siobhan Gardner, and there's loads of space inside here for Tara Kenny. Tara takes a look up, and the strike perhaps mishit a little bit, but breaks here, and the first to it now is Sarah O'Connor, the St Martin's lady, forward to a club colleague, Chloe Fox, who's pushed in the back, and a free in again, and wouldn't be a free that would be necessarily out of Chloe's range if she decided to take it, maybe, Claire?
Yeah, she could easily, but that's the second one she's decided against. But Sarah O'Connor does generally drive long range frees in, and this one hasn't.
Low ball to Joanne Dillon. Good work there by Dillon to get the ball under control. A left-handed strike has gone over the bar, and that could be nearly scored again. That was a brilliant initially to get the ball under control, and then off her left over the bar, Kate.
Yeah, absolutely. Great, vision there from Sarah to give in the ball first time, and Joanne did really well to get that over the bar.
And it's the Galway cornerback Heather Cooney over the far side comes away with it, and it's worked back inside here to Niamh Kilkenny. Niamh is being pursued by 3 Wexford girls, but manages to get away from them. She's tackled there, but it's still with Kilkenny, and a hand pass inside to Katrina Cormack, and Katrina is looking for her options, but still has the ball, and there's a chance of a score here now for Galway. Katrina Cormack and an over the bar. A great score there by Katrina Cormack, and Claire, and a 5-point game again.
Brilliant score. Niamh Kilkenny at her best, tearing through the middle on a solo, giving the ball in, brilliant score. And
that puck out went astray. It's probably the first one that has gone astray, and there's another chance of a score now for Galway, but Laura Brennan bats it down under the crossbar and has it under control again for Wexford. That clearance, however, is a little bit loose, and Carrie Dolan picks it up now for Galway. Dolan is trying to get away from Emma Walsh. There's some good defending there by Emma Walsh to slow Dolan up in her tracks, but it's back here now with Aoife Donoghue. The shot off her right hand side by Aoife Donoghue is going very, very close. The ball breaks here to the ground. Ailish O'Reilly pulls on it, and it's a goal, and that puts 8 points between the teams now, Kate, and a vital passage of play.
Yeah, definitely. And, we didn't need that goal, but well worked by Carrie Dolan. A lot of pressure put on from her outside. And then Aoife Donoghue pops up, went for the point, and unfortunately just dropped down for Eilish O'Reilly, pounced, and in the back of the net.
And that's 2 goals now for Eilish O'Reilly, Claire, and very important time of the game to get one for Galway.
Like I said, every time she touches the ball, you're nearly looking at a score. So, it's hard to handle that when you're in the full back line there and the pressure's on.
Tara Kenny gets it first there for Galway, but Jackie Quigley is still battling away for Wexford. The ball is very close to the end line there, and Kenny has it under control. A low ball up the line here to Niamh Kilkenny. Great first touch by Kilkenny to get it under control. Back inside to Sarah Dervin. Sarah's blocked down well by Nora Higgins over the far side. Nora seems to be all over the place, Kate. She's everywhere.
To be fair to her debut game, she's putting in a lot of work. She's putting in a lot of tackles, and she got a good, block in there. We are playing a sweeper, so the forwards are having to work that bit harder. They have an extra back up here, and
their backs are moving, Kate. I mean, you see Sarah Dervin coming out from full back to take passes at the half back line. That's the experience they have playing together.
Shelley Keogh's swing was a little bit slow on that occasion and was blocked down, but it's here now with Siobhan Gardner sent forward in towards Siobhan McGrath. Low ball, good shielding there by McGrath to let the ball run through to herself, and there's a chance now for Galway again. McGrath off her left and over the bar, an excellent score. That was a classy piece of corner forward play.
That was brilliant. That was thinking ahead of time, and she blocked the ball, trapped it, brought it back around for herself. Really, really good play. Hard to win against when a person knows what they're doing like that at corner forward.
Puck out again from Laura Brennan, sent over towards Mag Byrne, but the ball breaks here to the ground, and Niamh Hannafy is the favourite to win it for Galway, but there's some good work there by Ciara O'Connor. Ciara's foul, there's an advantage being played to Wexford, and the free is brought back, and I've been very impressed with Ciara O'Connor.
Yeah, and just that tackle there, she was on the pick up to take off, like on the right side of the Galway backs, and she would have been tearing down on goal with three Galway backs behind her. Maybe a very cynical free, I think.
And we're back with Chloe Fox on the freeze again, 50 metres out this time. So obviously Chloe is going to take the ones from between the 45 and the 65 and sends that one over the bar. Another excellent free there by Chloe Fox.
Lovely
Claire.
stuff. Her touch is excellent. Her free taking is excellent today. I'd love to see her even getting more ball than she is, because she seems to be doing all the right things with it today anyway. So we need another score now just to back that one up.
And the game is underway again. Heather Cooney possibly took 4.5 steps there, but it's out to Emma Hellebert. Emma sends it back inside to Niamh Kilkenny, and Galway are building this one up nicely. Kilkenny forward in towards Siobhan McGrath again. McGrath tries to do the same thing, and it breaks here to Eilish O'Reilly. Eilish twisting and turning back here with Siobhan McGrath. She scored a point off her left only moments ago. Can she get a second? She took probably too many steps, and the referee is given a free out. Some good defending there by Wexford again, Claire.
Good work, great work from Linda Bulger there. In fairness, it's to foot it with her firstly, but also to turn the ball over and make her over carry it. And this will be a good opportunity for Sarah O'Connor now to send a long one in. She made a great option with the last one to give it short to Joanne Dillon. Maybe she'll drive this one in now and see what they can do with it in there. And
Sarah O'Connor with the free. It's well struck over towards the far side, but batted away by Tara Kenny there as far as Niamh Hannafy for Galway, and Niamh Kilkenny sends a low ball in towards the corner where Catherine Finity is there, but there's some good work there by Laura Dempsey. It's still with Galway and Niamh Kilkenny, however, and the ball breaks to the ground. Again, some very good defending by Wexford over towards the far side there. The referee is calling it back, I think, for an injury. There was a bit of a collision there, and the game is paused for a moment.
Nice pick up by Ciara O'Connor there. Good hurling, good touch. Just a pity that the game had to be pulled up for an injury, but that's what has to happen.
I should know, Kate, is there a possession free in Camogie? Is there such a thing after an injury, or is it a throw in the way it used to be in hurling?
No, possession free.
Free.
Yeah. I will say though, in terms of Galway and what I think is working really well, coming from a forward perspective, the balls into the full forward line are low and out in front of them, and like given the type of ball that Eilish O'Reilly likes, that's what she loves to run onto that and take a back on. So we need to kind of cut that out as much as possible going into the full forward line.
Sarah O'Connor standing over this free now for Wexford. She's halfway, or nearly halfway, between the 45 and the 65 in the Wexford half of the field, as it's Galway who lead here by 8 points, 3-8 to 1-6 as we approach half time here in Belfield in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Camogie Championship Round 1, and Galway are preparing to bring in a sub. Orla McGrath is the one who's going to come in, it appears. possibly a blood sub. We'll find out now any moment. But the ball is sent in towards a great catch by Jackie Quigley there. Sarah Dervin is trying to defend it for Galway, but Quigley manages to get clear. But the shot has gone to the right hand side and wide. A great catch by Jackie, all the same, Claire.
Fabulous, and a typical Jackie play. Just a pity the finish didn't happen for her.
And that puck out has gone astray from a Galway point of view, and it's Chloe Fox with it now off her right hand side, very close to the sideline over there, and over the bar by Chloe Fox. An excellent score, Kate.
Absolutely great response. You know, Jackie was very unfortunate not to get a point out of that, but to get it on the puck out was brilliant, and well done by Chloe Fox. A great score.
That's 3 points now for Chloe Fox, 2 frees in it, and that point from play is Sarah Healy gets the game underway again. It's batted down here, and Aoife Donoghue has it under control. Hand passed inside to Carrie Dolan. She takes the frees off her left, but puts them over from play off her right, Claire, and an excellent score there.
A fine reply, and that's what you see in champions is, you know, when the opposition get a score, they come back down the field again. It seemed like they knew what they were doing, tapping the ball down to Aoife Donoghue, who delivers it to Carrie Dolan. It just seems so simple when they know what they're doing, but that's experience and that's playing together. And Westwood will want to get one more now. And
that's the last action of the first half here in Belfield. A very entertaining first half. We've seen 4 goals and 16 points, but it's Galway who have the upper hand at the moment. They lead by 3-9 to 1-7. We've seen some excellent scores in the game, Kate, and some fabulous skills on display.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really been end to end, you know. Like a really good first half, 1-7 to 3-9. Wexford are keeping in touch, I think, with this game, and you know, like they had a really good patch after the water break and probably went out with that bit there in the last 5 minutes. They got a couple of good scores, but Galway, you know, got a great response and getting a point straight back after they, you know, kind of trying to build momentum with a score. But, you know, a great first half, and as you say, it's been a very entertaining first half.
And Claire, one of the worries that of playing championships, I suppose, as you enter the late autumn and winter, is that they could be sort of stop-start, and the conditions would play havoc with the skills on display. But we have a great day here, and that's shown on the scoreboard that it's been very, very lively in terms of the scoring stakes.
Luckily for both teams and luckily for the spectator, yeah, it's a free-flowing game. There's plenty of nice scores, lots of physicality, you know, new physicality that hasn't been there in previous years. Well, allowed in previous years, and nice to see the two teams going at it. Maybe Galway have lay off a little bit in the last quarter there, but when you have an 8-point advantage, it's hard to mentally stay up like at the pace in which they started the game. I do think, though, that Wexford have come up to the pace. Maybe they haven't finished the chances that Galway have finished, because Galway seem to be finishing pretty much every chance. I do think we're doing most things right. We just need to take our scores, and you know, like the Jackie catch there was the typical, you know, we're doing everything right. We just need to get a score out of it at the end.
Kate, certainly from a Wexford point of view, some very encouraging signs. Like we mentioned before the game, I know there's a different, I will say, set up in a different team, or certainly a lot of different personnel, but last year's game here was a total rout, like, and this game is competitive enough so far.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see there's fight back in our girls. They're not willing to, they're not, you know, hanging their heads or anything like that. Like they're, you know, it's score for score. You'd have to say all the way right up to the end, and they're fighting it. Look at Galway, are a big physical team, and you can see it around the backs, their physicality there. And Jackie is starting to come, you know, very strong in against that. And
I suppose she didn't get that much ball in the first quarter to deal with, and then she was pulled out to the half-forward line. But like you said, Sarah Dervin, years of experience, height, strength, as well as Shauna Healy beside her, the Gardner girl in front of her, you know, Emma Hellebert at wing-back. Staunch women, really, like in defence, and they know what they're doing every second of the game. We do need to make... I'd like to see more of Shelley Keogh in the game. I think she plays a running game, as does Joanne Dillon. She's got super speed, but we don't actually seem to be seeing them get on much ball. So I'd like to see more out of them in the second half. Laura Brennan might need to drive a couple of longer puckouts this half, maybe try to get her hand up to catch a few balls as opposed to breaking them down for herself. You know, those are the small things that are the differences between the two teams. You know, I know that Laura would be disappointed with herself that she didn't maybe go catch the ball for the last goal there. You know, things like that are the difference between, you know, being a goal up or a goal down. And I actually think today will help them going forward in the next game, or, you know, in the next championship match against Cork, because it'll be all guns blazing for that game too. So every extra 5 minutes they get here against the All-Ireland champions is an advantage for our own game, not just for this year, but for, you know, going forward next year, the following year, and building on, you know, girls' first performances today, the likes of Nora and Laura Dempsey at cornerback, their first day out for Wexford. And it is about building for the future as well. I know we're talking about the game in front of us today, but, you know, we're rebuilding at the moment, and you know, I think the girls are giving a good account of themselves, and they'll be very aware of the mistakes that they have made or the opportunities they have missed after this game. They'll probably be asked to look back over it so far, but it is only half time. We have 30 minutes ahead of us, and you know, I actually think Wexford are going to get stronger and stronger as this game goes on.
And in terms of the scorers then on the two sides, the Galway 3-9, Ailish O'Reilly has 2 goals, Catherine Finnerty has a goal. And then the 9 points have come, 4 of them from Carrie Dolan, three of those are frees. Siobhan McGrath has 2, Niamh Kilkenny has 1, and the midfield duo of Aoife Donoghue and Katrina Cormacan have 1 each.
So you can see there that of the 9 players playing up front, you know, eight of those players have gotten scores on the board, so that's experience as well, you know, from 8 up to number 15, with the exception of Niamh Hannafy, the centre forward. They've all gotten scores on the board, which is great stuff. So, you know, more of that from our Wexford team would help us along the way.
And then in terms of the Wexford team, 1-7, the 1-7 has come, Mag Byrne got the goal. Chloe Fox has 3 points, 2 from frees. Nora Higgins has a point, Joanne Dillon has a point, Shelley Keogh has a point, and Linda Bulger has a point. So, Kate, we see a spread of scorers there on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. And you'd have to say, look at our forwards, you still 6 scorers on the board. Like, that's a good spread of scores. Everyone is chipping in. There is a lot of work rate out there. You know, like, they're fighting, you know, I suppose we're playing with a sweeper, so when we are on the attack, maybe we need to be pushing up. If Jackie is going to win the high ball in there, if she wins the high ball, someone needs to be racing in that she's popping it off to him, because she's trying to turn and get around her player and another player. So a couple of bits and bobs like that, but you can see that they're all well capable of putting their hand up and putting the ball over the bar. Like, it's not like they're dependent on anyone. They're well capable. Joanne Dillon's point, as you said earlier, was a fantastic score from out here on the sideline. Similar, Chloe Fox got one way on the far side, and our frees haven't been exactly easy either. So we're well capable of getting the scores, and I do think, you know, going into a second half like this, it will take an effort of 15 players not to hang their heads, to burst on. Like, if you get a couple of players dipping, Galway will tear them apart. So you need every one of those players to kind of, you know, shoulders to the wheel now, right the way through to the end, to try pull back on that score and even, you know, get level with them.
And like Kate said, not necessarily to be defensive in the game. We need to take the game on. We need to go at them. We need to support one another going forward, and, you know, not just play defensive, not just play the sweeper and defend. Pushing forward, giving good balls into our forwards, giving them the opportunity and the space to take the Galway backs on, because I'm sure, like any defence, if they're taken on one too many times, they will have to concede a free, if not a score. So we need to see more of that.
Well, we certainly have an interesting second half here to look forward to in Belfield. Both teams are still receiving instructions from their management there. The Galway team were right in front of the camera here, so perhaps they wanted to move down away from it in case we're given any sort of I don't know if there was any foul language going to be used or if there was any particular secret instructions there, but they were keen to move away from the eye of the camera anyway.
Not sure if we heard anything, we'd give a call to someone anyway, you know, anything that would help here today.
Just to our minor camogie team, they're playing Carlow in Carlow today, and it's 2-3 to 9 points. So we'll give you another update.
So level game there in Carlow and the minor camogie. So hopefully from a Wexford point of view that'll turn around, or we'll manage to get it in front by the time the game is over. But it seems as though the Wexford team are preparing themselves to come back out onto the field, and we'll try and keep you abreast of any changes that have taken place at half time or throughout the second half. No doubt there'll be a bit of talent on both sidelines that we'll see during the second half there.
Just looking at our own substitutes, I know we have carrying a couple of injuries, but I'd like to see Anae Curran getting in there, and I mean, she has immense speed and talent, and I think she's the kind of forward we need to see, maybe, you know, taking the team on going forward. That's what she does best. She likes to run with the ball and take her score, and I'd be interested to see if they consider her maybe in the second half at some stage. Just given her performances in the club championship this year, be nice to see her on the field of play and see how she might do against the Galway defence.
I suppose we have a slightly unusual situation in terms of Owler being the county champions, and Shelley Keogh is the only Owler player on the team. I suppose I know obviously that some of the girls have retired from inter-county action, the likes of Una Lacey, Mary Lacey and these players, but it is a little bit unusual, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it is very unusual, but I suppose yeah, if you look at the Owler team, maybe that's the way it just has evolved over time. There probably is a couple of other players that are more than capable to be in or on the team, but maybe it's their decision not to be here. You know,
or
the year that's in it, you just don't know what kind of circumstances things are. But I would say, given the height, the strength, the physicality of the likes of the Galway girls out there, I think the likes of Anya Lacey there, who has a big strong presence. She would be similar in stature maybe to the likes of Jackie Quigley for the high ball and things like that. Would be, I think, worth a try on the field today as well.
And Anya's also a good reader of the game. Like she sweeps well. If you need the option to push Sarah O'Connor up or something like that, I've seen Anya in a club capacity playing the sweeper role very well as well. So, just I'd be interested to see what Galway players come on the field, because, like we mentioned before the game started, 16 to number 26. I mean, the depth of the panel is probably testament to being All-Ireland champions. You know, the depth of the panel is unbelievable. Former captains on the bench now, and just be interesting to see what they introduce in the second half with an 8-point advantage. Well,
just before half-time, Orla McGrath was brought in for Galway there for a few moments, but she's come back off again, so Galway are still with the same 15 as they had at the start of the game, and the second half is underway. The first breaking ball falls to Amy Cardiff, and Wexford have a chance maybe to go on the attack again. There's some good defending there by Tara Kenny for Galway, but the ball is flicked out here, and Wexford have a chance maybe to launch an attack. Ciara O'Connor is trying to get away from Niamh Hannafy. She's being fouled. There's an advantage being played to Wexford. Ciara O'Connor still with the ball. Shot by Ciara O'Connor has gone very close, and the referee brings back the ball after that, wide by Ciara O'Connor, and there's going to be a free in now for Wexford and a bright opening to the second half, Claire.
Peter, I see, as we mentioned her at half-time, that Anae Curran has actually come onto the field of play, and she was part of that attack there. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Anae gets on now.
Anae came in for who? We'll try find that out. There's no announcements, of course, which makes the job a little bit more tricky, but we'll try and figure it out before long. Free from Chloe Fox there, is heading very close to the post, but it's just coming to the inside of the post and over the bar. An excellent score. I think it was Nora Higgins has been replaced there.
Yeah, Nora has been replaced there, and she did a lot in the first half. Maybe he just felt that he couldn't see her finish out the game, or she had given all she could give or whatever. But anyway, we'll see how Anae gets on.
Long ball, that's a very long puck out beyond the 45-metre line there, but it breaks to Wexford and Sarah O'Connor, who's bursting clear with it now. A hand pass inside to Linda Bulger. We have a 7-point game here in Belfield, but it's Wexford who are trying to bring back that gap. Shelley Keogh inside here now to Joanne Dillon. A shot and a goal. A brilliant goal there by Joanne Dillon, straight into the top corner. And Wexford are right back in this, Claire.
That is exactly what we want to see. And Sarah O'Connor read that puck out so well. I was thinking it nearly suited us to see the puck out come all the way to half-back line. Sarah read it, Linda Bulger, Shelley Keogh. Absolutely. That's exactly what we were looking at from Galway in the first half. This is a brilliant tonic for the Wexford girls. Well done.
A brilliant goal, that Kate.
Absolutely, all the way from Linda Bulger right up to Shelley Keogh and into Joanne Dillon. And she didn't hold back on her finish either. She really just finished that off. But what Wexford needed to start the second half.
And the ball breaks here, and it's Wexford who have it again. And Anae Curran. Ball sent forward here. And it breaks to the ground. Heather Cooney flicks it forward as far as Aoife Donoghue. A good lift and strike there from Aoife to send it in towards Ailish O'Reilly. Some good defending there by Anna Hennessy. There's an extra Wexford defender back there, Sarah O'Connor. Sarah flicks it outside here to Laura Dempsey. This is calm defending by Wexford. Linda Bulger with it. Linda plants the feet and sends it up towards the line, but there's no Wexford corner forward up there as we're playing a sweeper. Tara Kenny is there. Mag Byrne is trying to put the pressure on, but it's inside here now with Sarah Dervin. Sarah, low ball up towards Niamh Hannafy, but it's very well read by Amy Cardiff, flicked forward. There's an advantage being played to Wexford. Linda Bulger has it, but Wexford have a free now, and this is this is becoming a very competitive game now, Kate.
Yeah, definitely. And look at it, you can see there's a lot more confidence now in Wexford since they got that 1-1, a great start to the second half. And like they're really driving at them. They're driving from the half back to the midfield, and they're taking on their players. And you know, they're not rushing the ball, or they're not panicking. And their first touches, they're a lot more settled.
Nice to see the steady delivery out of the defence there at that time through the girls, and then Amy Cardiff coming out in front, you know, attacking that ball. That's what we want to see all the time.
Chloe Fox with the free from the 65. It's high, but it's going to tail off to the right hand side and wide. It's I think it's only the first or second wide or maybe even the third of Wexford, but been very economical in front of goal so far. Charging clear with it now is the Galway cornerback Shauna Healy. Shauna sends it forward towards Katrina Cormacan, who has it under control now. Good hand pass inside to Niamh Kilkenny, and Galway are on the attack now. They need something maybe to settle them down. It's been all Wexford in this second half, but that ball is sent in. A good goalkeeping there by Laura Brennan to catch it under the crossbar. Flicked outside to Amy Cardiff, and again here to Laura Dempsey. Wexford are clearly intent to hand pass the ball out of defence. There's a foul by Katrina Cormacan there on Sarah O'Connor and a free out. And Wexford have been very, very composed in the half back line here so far in this half, Kate.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, they're more relaxed on, and they're giving the ball to the person in the best position. And as you say, very composed from Laura, catching that right under the crossbar.
Nice to see her catching the ball. Great improvement.
Sarah O'Connor sends this one high and long in towards Jackie Quigley, but the ball breaks to the ground here now, and it's the Galway defender who was first to it. It's flicked outside here now to Aoife Donoghue. Aoife turns back inside. She has Sarah Dervin there, and the ball falls here to Dervin. Amy Cardiff is trying to block her down there, but the ball is sent low in towards Eilish O'Reilly. Eilish is in a foot race here with Anna Hennessy. Good work here by Hennessy to be out in front, but can she get it under control? O'Reilly is certainly not going to give it up. She has scored 2 goals in this game so far, and she'll be looking to get the hat-trick. The ball is very close to the sideline here now. Laura Dempsey is over it for Wexford, and the ball ricochets out over the sideline. I'm not sure, the linesman is quite sure which way. It's a Wexford line ball according to the linesman. I think we might have got the rub of the green there, Claire.
It was a Wexford line ball because Sinead Dempsey sorry Laura went to kick the ball, and she actually kicked it off a Galway player, so it's very definitely a Wexford ball.
Taken by Ciara O'Connor there, but a slightly mishit. But Wexford again with the ball. Amy Cardiff was blocked down, and another line ball here now near the sideline. Kate.
I think Amy is settled into the second half brilliantly. She's dropped back, wing back, and it really suiting her. She's after winning every ball coming down this side and pushing forward.
Ciara O'Connor again to take the line ball. She missed it the last one, but has hit some very good line balls in this game, and that one is another good line ball, very close to the sideline however, and it was well struck but not well directed. Line ball now for Galway, Claire.
Wouldn't like to see them getting any quick moves out of this now, because I think Wexford are handling the situation well at the moment. To see Orla McGrath here in front of us getting ready to come on again, so Galway must be planning some kind of change.
So Orla McGrath is coming in there for Eilish O'Reilly, who scored a couple of goals. Oh, is she? No, they've moved Eilish O'Reilly over to the corner, I think, in fact. And
Catherine Finnerty,
it's Catherine Finnerty has come off. Catherine scored a goal early on in the game. I think the first goal of the game was scored by Catherine, and it's here now with Niamh Hannafy. Niamh hand pass it, lays it off to Niamh Kilkenny, and Niamh spots options over the far side. One of those is Siobhan McGrath. Good work here by McGrath. McGrath is upended fairly clearly by Sarah O'Connor, and probably a yellow card perhaps to come as a result of that, but certainly a free in anyway, and no complaints there.
Yeah, look, I'd say she probably saw her, you know, bearing down on goal, and kind of thought, you know, maybe I should stop her here as opposed to letting her in a little bit further. Sometimes it's hard to know in those situations. Do you know, take one for the team? Do you try and run alongside her? It's you know, it's decision time at that stage, and she was bearing down a goal with good speed. So
we have a yellow card there for Sarah O'Connor, and a free in now for Carrie Dolan and Galway. They lead by 4 points at the moment, 3-9 to 2-8. And that free has been pointed by Carrie Dolan, and a 5-point lead now for Galway, Kate.
Yeah, and interesting, they had scored nearly 1-4 in the first 5 minutes in the first half, and that's their first score of the second half. So you can see Wexford's, you know, intensity in this second half.
And there's a scrum for the ball out around the middle of the field there. Katrina Cormacan is over it for Galway, but there's Wexford girls battling away there as well. There's no one seems to be able to lay claim to it at the moment. Perhaps we'll have a throw in again. it was picked up off the ground according to the referee. I think everyone is a little bit bemused at that one, but
It's going our way.
it's actually
anyway,
a free
which is
to
the most
Wexford. He
important
pointed the
thing,
wrong way,
Peter.
but a free to Wexford I think he's given. Is it? He's pointing in every way.
I think they're all confused there.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a Wexford free, so we weren't quite sure what he was doing, but the Wexford players were certainly bemused, and it was given the other way anyway, Claire.
Yes, like I said, the most important thing is it's going our way now at this stage, so hopefully we can get a score off this and get the Wexford girls going again for, push on again for another score.
We hope whether you're in Galway or Wexford or anywhere else that you're enjoying today's coverage. We had a very entertaining game so far. 5 goals and 18 points we've seen in the about 40 minutes of play so far. As Chloe Fox sends this one goal bound, but that's also gone to the right hand side and wide, and another missed opportunity for Wexford, Kate.
Yeah, and I'd imagine second half there is a little bit of a stiff breeze up the field, and she's pucking straight into that, and maybe misjudged the last two, or possibly would be better dropping them in around the square when Jackie is in on the square.
This puck out was sent towards Niamh Hannafy, but it breaks here. Amy Cardiff is over for Wexford. Linda Bulger comes in to help her out, but the ball breaks here to Niamh Hannafy again. She gets through a lot of work for this Galway side. It was a foul there by Sarah O'Connor. I think she just stumbled and stumbled into Niamh Hannafy, but Sarah O'Connor now is on a yellow card, Kate, and she'll have to be a little bit careful, I suppose.
Absolutely, and we definitely can't afford for Sarah to take a second yellow card and be gone off the field, but she was probably just a little bit unlucky in that one. It was more a trip than anything intentional, to be fair.
She was committing fully anyway. We'll have to say that about her, but no, we can't afford to get another yellow.
Carrie Dolan now with the free, a very difficult one, very close to the sideline here, about 25 metres out from the end line. Lifting the strike from Dolan, I think it's going to turn to the left hand side and wide. Very difficult free there, Claire.
Yeah, difficult angle. She struck it well, in fairness. It was barely outside the post, but it seems that both teams are going through a bit of a, bad patch as regards free taken, so we'll see what the next few minutes brings.
This breaking ball falls to Linda Bulger now for Wexford, and a very clever hand pass outside where she spotted Shelley Keogh in a bit of space forward here to Anae Curran, who breaks onto it. Some good work here by Curran to get it under control, turned back, and a shot off her right hand side by Anae Curran in towards Joanne Dillon, but the ball has gone to the right hand side and wide again. That's 3 wides in quick succession now for Wexford, Kate.
Yeah, and probably could be a little bit more productive with those, even if you had dropped that bit earlier or dropped it in around the square, just to get the girls in there on the ball.
Ball sent forward by Carrie Dolan into the full forward line. Eilish O'Reilly is there. She's eased off the ball well by Laura Dempsey. Some great cornerback play there by Laura Dempsey, and comes clear with it now. Hand pass lays off, just misses Ciara O'Connor. However, and there's a chance here now for Niamh Hannafy in Galway. Shot and a goal there by Niamh Hannafy in Galway. She hasn't scored yet, but now that's all 8 of the Galway front 8 have scored.
I think anyone looking at any spectator that was here kind of knew once that ball dropped that it was going to be a score for Galway. It was a brilliantly taken score, but they punish us every time we make a mistake, and that's just another example of it.
The ball breaks there, and Anae Curran lays it off to Emma Walsh, who sends it up towards the line, but there's 2-on-1 inside, and the full back line, Tara Kenny, is the one who has it now for Galway, very close to the sideline there. Joanne Dillon tries her best to put the pressure on, but it's sent forward here now, and Katrina Cormacan is over it now for Galway, but it's won by Wexford, and Ciara O'Connor again, hand pass laid off to Shelley Keogh. Shelley has it under control, but she's being pursued by 3 Galway players over the far side. Hand pass back here, and Chloe Fox has it. Sent forward now as far as Anae Curran. Anae is trying to get away from Emma Hellebert, and the hand pass is inside here. It's intercepted, however, a very important interception there by Sarah Dervin for Galway, as they lead now by 8 points again, 4-10 to 2-8, in a very entertaining game here in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship Round 1 in Belfield. Here as the ball breaks, Mag Byrne tries to get it under control and has it under control. Back to Shelley Keogh. Shelley again is the ball is flicked away from her by Sarah Dervin there, but Linda Bulger is trying her best to retrieve the situation now for Wexford and has it. And the referee has penalised Linda Bulger for overcarrying that time, and free out to Galway, Claire.
Peter, I have to say, Sarah Dervin at number 3 there, 3 brilliant interceptions. I mean, she was the reason Linda was put under so much pressure. She blocked down Shelley Keogh before that, and she intercepted the pass from Anae to Jackie. I mean, that's classic leadership on the field, even at a time when they don't necessarily, they have a good cushion behind them. I mean, that's the desire to block every ball, to win every ball.
Sarah Healy sent a free towards the Galway half forward line there, and The ball is on the ground again, picked up on that occasion by Siobhan McGrath. She finds Sarah Cormacan with it, who's trying to run. She's chopped there by Emma Walsh. A free in now, and Galway are certainly getting the upper hand in the last couple of minutes, Kate.
Yeah, definitely. We started this half so well, and maybe we could do with the water break to come quick again, because all of a sudden they've got that 8-point lead back up again, and that goal against the run of play, probably a mistake of ours, has cost us a bit dearly.
A free in now for Galway to be taken by Carrie Dolan. She has scored 5 points in the game already. Galway have scored 4-10. And that free has been sent over the bar by Carrie Dolan. 6 points for her. No mistake from the free. And we have a 9-point game now, Claire.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it as you're watching the game, but that last goal and point was kind of a killer for us.
Ball breaks here. Amy Cardiff has it for Wexford. She's been tackled vigorously by Aoife Donoghue there, and the ball is on the ground now, but it's back again with Amy Cardiff, and she's fouled as she's tried to burst clear with that one. Amy Cardiff has got through an awful lot of work here as Chloe Fox tried to maybe hoodwink the referee there on that occasion, I think, Kate.
Absolutely. I think she thought she was going to get away with just poking it out of her hand and taking the quick free, but she wasn't the one that was fouled, and she wasn't inside the 45. So, but he nearly let it go.
Yeah. You'd have to admire her for trying it. It is a new rule, and you do have to be inside your own 45, and you do actually have to win the free yourself. So it was a good chance to take, but at least he allowed us to bring it back and take it properly.
But you can definitely see the level of physicality, and you can see there twice Amy Cardiff got the ball, and there was 3 Galway players in tackling, intense.
Ciara O'Connor sent that free in, and there's a battle away for it now in around the D there at the Galway end of the field. Who's going to lay claim to it? Sarah Dervin is in over it for Galway, the captain of the team. So too is Jackie Quigley there for Wexford, but the ball breaks to Emma Hellebert for Galway, who bursts clear with it now, and maybe a chance for Galway to go on the attack again. Forward to Niamh Hannafy, who scored that previous goal. Niamh spots loads of space over the far side, and there's a foot race now between Niamh Kilkenny and Emma Walsh. Kilkenny wins the foot race and flicks it inside to Carrie Dolan. Emma Walsh is still there, however, not giving up. Get a half block in, an excellent half block there by Emma Walsh. Some good defending there, but the Glenbarntown player there, but the ball is still around the middle of the field, flicked forward by Sarah O'Connor as far as an Acorn, and A sees Shelley Keogh around the 65-metre line. Shelley just spilled it on the first occasion, but has it up again. A low ball trying to pick out Joanne Dillon, but it's well read again by Tara Kenny. The first touch of Kenny doesn't get it up, but the second has it under control now, and Kenny is trying to burst clear with it for Galway. Very close to the sideline, a line ball now, I think, for Galway, Claire.
I've seen Tara Kenny on the last 3 balls. She seems to be their sweeper at the moment, but she's a little bit nervous on the ball. That's 3 kind of balls that she hasn't gotten up first time, even though she's had space and time. So Wexford need to capitalise on those kind of things more during the game.
And it's going to be Kenny to take the line ball over the far side, as Galway are calling for another sub to warm up and get ready to come in. Carrie Dolan with the ball, but she's brilliantly blocked down by Chloe Fox over the far side there, and some excellent work in defence by the full forward for Wexford. And then Chloe Fox is pushed in the back, Kate, and as we all know, forwards have to defend as hard as defenders on many occasions.
Yeah, and
Chloe Fox did it well.
She did very well there. She got the block in, got the ball back, and won her own free. In haste by the Galway player, maybe and took a swing. And to be fair to Chloe, that was a free. So hopefully we'll get this. She can get this, judgment right and get it over the bar, because a score at this point now might just do well to give us a little bit of a lift. And
Wexford are bringing in another sub here. I think it could be Roisin Kelly has just been brought in for Magburn on the Wexford side. Number 21, Roisin Kelly, halfway house. Bunclody is in for Magburn of Kilrush. And that free from Chloe Fox has gone to the right-hand side and wide again as the referee calls for the water break, Claire. And Wexford started the second half brilliantly, but it's Galway who have responded well.
They seem to, every time we pick it up, they seem to respond almost with grace. I'm delighted to see Roisin Kelly coming in there. She had a brilliant county final on their recent senior county final win for Bunclody, so I think she can make a difference. It's been quiet for Mag there in the last few minutes. She hasn't gotten a whole lot of balls, so hopefully Roisin can lift the thing a bit. Like you said though, Galway's response is almost graceful. They seem to pick a score or two every time we burst forward and do something good. They seem to reply with at least 1, if not 2 scores, and they show no signs of abating or slowing down at all.
They are relentless today. We got within 4 points of them, and they pushed on, and they've opened that gap up again. And you'd have to give all credit to Wexford. They are fighting tooth and nail to get back into this game and just can't seem to get any further closer to him than the 4-point difference.
I think the Galway defence is brilliant. I think they've all played their part at different times. Shawnee Healy has had some massive clearances or just passes or, combination play for puck-outs. Sarah Dervin is solid out at number 3. Heather Cooney doing her part in a quieter way. And in the first, I even saw Emma Hellebert there in the second half, but in the first half, it seemed to be the half-back line for Galway doing a lot of the work. So I see Niamh Kilkenny out wandering out around midfield a little bit more, which I think is her most comfortable position. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, because she does, like Aoife Donoghue, love to find space and love to run at the Wexford defence. But all in all, that goal against the run of play, I think, broke our momentum, and I suppose that's what champions do. They come back and they score goals at times when maybe it's not even in their fortune or in their run of play, and that's what they've done to push on past the 4-point deficit that we were at. So maybe in this last quarter we'll see a big push now from Wexford. They definitely have it in them to do more, and I think we're seeing a very settled Galway team, and actually I don't know if Galway would improve by much more than this if it was an All-Ireland semi-final. I think they're playing their game that they played last year, that they won the All-Ireland with. So I do think that if Wexford can step it up another step, or another 10% even in this quarter, we'd be seeing what we're made of.
Definitely, Claire. I think that's the bar, and that's the bar you have to strive to at the minute. And you can see their strength and depth on the sideline, and that does drive a team on too to be very strong. And look, we are in the rebuilding phase, and if we can step it up again from this performance.
And the puck out again finds its way all the way to Sarah O'Connor, but Sarah can't get away as easily that time. Aoife Donoghue with it. She seems to be hurt a little bit in that incident. There was a heavy tackle by Amy Cardiff there on Aoife Donoghue, and a free in to Galway on the 45-metre line, a chance for them to extend their lead. I'm not quite sure what happened to Aoife in that incident, Kate, but she seemed to be fairly hurt even when she got the ball.
I didn't quite see it either, Peter, if I'm honest. There was 3 of them in there. It appears she's after getting a smack on the hand. I thought it was her knee first, but it appears to be her hand.
I think when you're bursting forward like that, it's very likely that you got a belt on the hand. I'd like to see Sarah O'Connor. She's winning the puck out. She's reading it well. She's in the right position. I'd like to see her moving left or moving right, and maybe driving a ball. She's a great strike on the ball. She could gain 50 yards really quickly and maybe get it over the half-back line, as opposed to just trying to burst out with the ball every time. Change it up a little bit. But she's reading the ball very well there for the puck outs.
And a chance now for Carrie Dolan to get another Galway point on the board from the 45-metre line. No mistake there by Dolan, and Galway go into a 10-point lead now, 4-12 to 2-8 here in Belfield in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Camogie Championship Round 1. And the puck out from Laura Brennan lands out around the half-forward line here. Jackie Quigley couldn't quite get her hand to it, but it's on the ground now, and there's a battle for it. Who's going to lay claim to it? It's Emma Hellebert who has it now for Galway, and bursting clear. She certainly did very well there in the low ball up towards Orla McGrath, very close to the sideline. It's gone out over the sideline, in fact, and Wexford take the line ball quickly. Laura Brennan back to Ciara O'Connor. Ciara sends it long and over towards the far side. A great ball over there. Chloe Fox seems to be struggling a little bit with that leg now, I think, perhaps, Claire.
Yeah, and on top of that, I thought that she must have earned a free there against Heather Cooney, but she does seem to be struggling to get her pace up with her leg injury.
Siobhan McGrath inside here to Carrie Dolan. Carrie maybe tried to turn back to her left hand side. Niamh Kilkenny cross here to Aoife Donoghue. Aoife turns back onto her left. A shot by Aoife Donoghue and over the bar. An excellent score there, Kate.
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant score by Aoife. You kind of shimmied on the right and then turned back on the left, and a lovely score over the bar for Aoife right in front of the goal.
And Galway are preparing to bring in 2 subs here, Anne-Marie Starr and Niamh McGrath. Laura Brennan with the puck out. It's coming very close to this near side here. Shelley Keogh is the Wexford player there, but Siobhan Gardner lets it run out over the sideline, and things are just not quite going the way of Wexford in the last few minutes, Claire.
No, but I suppose Siobhan Gardner was doing the clever experience thing there, letting it fall out over the line, slowing the ball. They just want to slow the game down now and play it to their, to their style, and things like that start to happen when things aren't going your way, I suppose, puck out's going out over the line or whatever. Also, when you see the likes of Galway introducing 2 more new subs, and if they can afford to take off the likes of Teena Cormac and Niamh Kilkenny halfway through the second half, they obviously feel they're in a comfortable position.
Yeah, so the 2 subs who were brought in there, Anne-Marie Starr and Niamh McGrath, as the game is on again, and Siobhan McGrath is up over the ball and flicks it back as far as Heather Cooney there. Heather flicks it forward, but only as far as an A. Curran for Wexford. A hand pass by Curran to Chloe Fox. Can Fox get away and maybe get a shot away? Jackie Quigley with it now, trying to burst through the Galway defence. She's held us, she's trying to do it, and a free in now to Wexford, and some good work there by Jackie Quigley.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, a great win of the ball there, and Chloe Fox giving it to Jackie. Just it's a pity she couldn't break through there to just get a strike off or something to that effect. You can see that, like as you said about the subs they brought on. Look, they had the confidence at this stage to take off Niamh Kilkenny and Katrina Cormac, and like they're 10 points up. That it's a big statement, and it's also just shown, look at, we have the strength and depth on the sideline. So it'll be interesting to see how much they push on now when they're on, and it's important at this stage that Wexford don't lose the heads. Like they've put in a really good performance so far, and obviously they're up against All-Ireland champs. I know I said that a good bit, but like this is the final 10-15 minutes that they need to dig their heels in and just, you know, go for the juggler.
Well, Linda Bulger has pointed at free for Wexford, and it's now 4-13 to 2-9 as the game is underway again. A great catch there by Sarah O'Connor. She sends a hand pass back, and some very good play there by Sarah O'Connor to catch that puck out there.
She's good under a puck out. She's great to read it, and she's great in the air. So another good catch by her.
Sarah Dervin forward here to Niamh McGrath, who sends it again forward in towards Orla McGrath, who's very close to the end line here now. Laura Dempsey is defending it, but great work there by McGrath to get that ball under control. She tries to take on the Wexford defence, but there's a great block down there, and it's back with Niamh Hannafy again. Niamh flicks it outside, but A. Curran is the first to the ball, and hand pass that lays it off. There's plenty of Wexford players here, and one of them is Shelley Keogh, sends it long, but Roisin Kelly is here as well, but she's outnumbered 4-1 or maybe 3-1, but Kelly does very well to get it under control. It's sent in towards Joanne Dillon in the full forward line, but falls a little bit short. Heather Cooney is there for Galway. Jackie Quigley is battling away, but Shauna Healy is the one with the ball outside here to Emma Hilleburton, forward to the new player who's just introduced there, Niamh McGrath. Niamh just from sitting on the line here, maybe her first touch wasn't as good as it normally would be, but it's sent forward here to Sarah Dervin. Sarah, a long ball straight down the middle, and it falls for the Galway girl Orla McGrath again. A chance here now, or I should say a score here now, Kate, for Galway, and some good work.
Yeah, excellent. A great ball from Niamh to Sarah Dervin and straight in, right in front of the goal, and an excellent point by Orla McGrath.
Direct play, and you know, getting it in. They know that everyone that's come on the field is just as capable as the people who have come off. So, and all those girls who have come on the field would just be wanting to, you know, to make a statement. And you know, just as I say that, we see one of their best players today, even Emma Hilleburton, coming off, having sprayed the ball left, right, down the centre. Had a great game for Galway, and just giving an opportunity to Roisin Black to come in and give her a few minutes to the game.
Puck out is aimed towards Ciara O'Connor there, and it breaks now. The Scrumford on the ground now, and Ciara O'Connor is in over it again for Wexford, but Heather Cooney is battling away there for Galway. Shelley Keogh is there for Wexford, and an A. Curran, the ball is flicked out by an A. Curran out over the sideline. A line ball to Galway. Galway views forward or subs now. Wexford have brought in an A. Curran and Roisin Kelly. 4-14 to 2-9 here in Belfield, and we have a line ball now from Siobhan Gardner sent over. One very nicely by Carrie Dolan. Carrie sends it in towards the half forward line here. Laura Dempsey tries to intercept it, but running onto it there is Aoife Donoghue. A great chance here for Galway, and Donoghue, chance of a goal, and it is a goal for Galway. 5 goals now for Galway, and that was very, very well read by Aoife Donoghue, Kate, to run onto that breaking ball and get the goal.
Absolutely, she was standing there midfield a few minutes ago and just saw the vision. Ball broke for her, and what a finish and what a run. Like, she's been a thorn in her sides, you know, for a lot of this game. I think she probably has 1, 2 or 3 to her name.
If it's
an excellent goal, and a really trademark of Aoife Donoghue.
Puck out,
work rate you want, she has it for sure. She also has great scoring prowess.
And we have another battle for the ball here, very close to us below the near side here, as has it under control now as Orla McGrath. Orla is trying to charge at the Wexford defence. Hand pass back here now, and there's a chance. That's a great shot there by Rebecca Henley, and it's gone over the bar. A wonderful score there by Rebecca Henley, Kate, from very long range.
Yeah, and the likes of Rebecca Henley and Eve McGrath, they'll put those kind of balls over the bar. You know, once they get the opportunity, she's an excellent strike on the ball.
Excellent strike. Two subs in, 2 scores over the bar. That's the strength and depth that they have.
And this ball breaks again now to Niamh McGrath, who sends it forward in towards Niamh Hannafy, who's been moved into the full forward line. It seems she's playing full forward now. Anna Hennessy is battling away there for Wexford to try and flick it away from her crossfield ball here by Hannafy in towards the Galway full forward line, but Anae Curran is there to flick it away, and Laura Dempsey has it under control now. Hand pass inside and forward again. A little bit loose there. There's Leah Walsh has been brought in for Wexford. Only a moment or two ago. We didn't see quite who she came in for, but I'm sure we'll figure it out now in a moment or two. As there's a battle away for the ball over there, and it's Leah Walsh of the Rapparees playing in her home ground here today, who has the ball under control, but it's lost again, and Anae Curran is over it. Anae is trying to charge clear. There's an advantage being played to Wexford. Hand pass forward here to Shelley Keogh. The referee is still playing an advantage, but Shelley is trying to make ground with it, and it's struck, but the advantage was over at the time she struck it, and Heather Cooney clears it for Galway. There's loads of space on this near side for Rebecca Henley if she can be picked out, but an excellent reading of the game there by Sarah O'Connor to intercept that one for Wexford. Sarah is going forward. Hand pass inside to Roisin Kelly, and back to Sarah O'Connor again. There's a chance maybe of a goal for Wexford. It's badly needed at this stage. Sarah O'Connor shot and a goal, top corner again. The previous goal was Joanne Dillon, top corner on the opposite side, and that was an excellent run by Sarah O'Connor to set that up, Claire.
Lovely run, lovely score, past her Oisin and back again, but you know, we'll see. It was really a brilliant run, to be fair to her, so great inspiration, and you know, if we could get another score or 2 on the board now, it'd be good for Wexford.
Well, we're here now with another battle for the ball on the ground. Emma Walsh is there, she kicks it forward. Leah Walsh is out after it there, and Niamh McGrath is in the battle for it as well. It breaks to Carrie Dolan. Carrie flicks it. Is it Carrie Dolan? No, it's not Carrie Dolan. It's Roisin Black, in fact, over the far side there. Crossfield ball inside here. Linda Bulger intercepts it. Can Wexford get another score or 2 and maybe make the last few moments of this game competitive? It's still here with Wexford, and Emma Walsh has it now cleared forward. Shelley Keogh is up, but Siobhan Gardner is up higher. An excellent catch there by Gardner. Left-handed strike up towards Siobhan McGrath in the corner here. McGrath has been a thorn in the side of Wexford. She scored 2 points already, but there's some good defending by Katie O'Connor there. It's kicked backwards here as far as Rebecca Henley, who scored that brilliant score from this side only moments ago. That ball is blocked, half blocked, but it came off Henley's hurl last, and it should be a Wexford line ball, Kate, but sometimes linesmen don't quite see.
No, absolutely, definitely. I think it should be a Wexford Lions ball, or even
a wide ball. It should have been, yeah.
Possibly, and I think they're going to give a 45 for that.
Yeah.
But going back to Sarah's goal, that's what you want Sarah doing a lot more of. Like, she took the ball on her own 45, and you know, 1-2 down the middle, and an excellent goal, an absolutely brilliant goal by Sarah.
In fairness to her, like when you're that far down, your tendency would be to stay back and to defend and to try and, you know, mellow the score for them, but she just took it on and took the space on, and it was really a brilliant score. And another score or 2 now for Wexford would help things on the scoreboard.
Well, Carrie Dolan now with the 45. We think here was probably wide, but the 45 was given nonetheless, and Dolan sends it straight over the black spot here in Belfield and over the bar. An excellent score there, regardless of whether it should have been a 45 or not. It was had to be pointed.
Very accurate, and very accurate all day, every day. So, you know, it's when you have a sharp shooter like that, it's, you know, it's nearly a pleasure to see them winning frees.
And the ball breaks to the ground here again, and it's won by Rebecca Henley. She's made a difference since she's come in and burst clear of the tackle there. Ball sent over towards the far side. Out after it now is Orla McGrath for Galway, but first to it is Laura Dempsey, who has it picked up very neatly for Wexford. Laura loses the hurl in that tackle there, but manages to get it outside to Anna Hennessy. Anna's bursting clear and sends a hand pass to Linda Bulger. Linda still with the ball, hand pass forward here to Leah Walsh. Leah is trying to take on Aoife Donoghue, but sent forward here to Roisin Kelly. The subs are combining well. An excellent ball in by Roisin Kelly in towards Jackie Quigley. If Jackie can get this under control, perhaps there's a chance of a goal here, but the Galway defence do very well inside. Shauna Healy is the one who comes away with it. It's 5-16 to 3-9 here. A very high scoring game in Belfield as the ball is sent forward here, but there's only as far as 2 Wexford girls who are there, and Sarah O'Connor is one of them. She picks out Ciara O'Connor. An excellent catch there by Ciara O'Connor. Maybe Wexford have a chance to get a goal. Jackie Quigley is inside, but O'Connor still has it. A shot, a low low shot, and it's gone to the right hand side and wide. Another missed opportunity, but some good work again, Claire, by Wexford.
Yeah, nice to see him still pushing forward. We're in the last few minutes of the game, but to push and to push for your scores and still try to keep fighting. That's exactly what we want to see from Wexford.
Long ball up here, and Katie O'Connor is out after. Siobhan McGrath is there for Galway. O'Connor shields it well. Can she get it up and under control, or maybe McGrath can get her third point? There's some good defending there by Amy Cardiff. Very close to the sideline there. McGrath has it up. Excellent work. Back here to Niamh McGrath, and Niamh lays it off here to Carrie Dolan. Carrie turns back inside, possibly charged maybe, but it's Niamh McGrath again. The shot over the far side. The referee is giving a free in to Galway. I think the Galway, I don't think either side are happy with that one, Claire.
He had played advantage, and I suppose he was bringing it back when he felt the opportunity was gone. But given the result down at the other end, or down when it ended up in the net, I mean, he had given them enough time. He'd given them sufficient time. So to be fair, he was probably making the right call.
And Carrie Dolan has a chance now from the free. I suppose it's not going to make much difference in terms of who wins the game, Kate, but if it was a 1 point game in the All-Ireland final, there'd be team players a little bit more unhappy maybe.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. But look, it's a free on the side, which I've no doubt she'll put over the bar as well.
Free from Carrie Dolan has gone over the bar, and I think that's possibly her 9th point of the game. It is 9 points, 8 from frees from Carrie Dolan. A very good free taking performance from Carrie as the game is underway again. Ciara O'Connor, who's got into the game in the last few minutes again for Wexford, sends it forward here as far as an A. Kern, and A's arm is held. The referee is playing an advantage, and the free to Wexford comes as there was a heavy tackle there on Shelley Keogh. But an A. Kern has done reasonably well since she came in. Claire, you mentioned her at half time.
Yeah, I suppose in when you see her playing ordinarily in club games, there's probably more space, or she can create it herself. Although she hasn't got the same space today, she still has made a difference, and she has made an impact. So
free is taken quickly and sent low. Joanne Dillon is first to it for Wexford. Joanne slips there, but Shauna Healy has it now for Galway. Hand passed outside to Sarah Darvin, and the game is over here in Belfield, and it's Galway who emerged victorious on a scoreline of 5-17 to 3-9. A very, very high scoring game. 8-26 is the score we've seen here today. Claire, we've seen some fabulous scores, some fabulous play. We knew it would be an uphill struggle, we'll say, or an uphill task for a Wexford point of view. Galway have proven why they're All-Ireland champions, but a very entertaining game.
Very entertaining. I mean, the first round of the championship, with, as we said, numerous times against the All-Ireland champions. Wexford have been together, played one league game this year. I mean, we kind of knew coming into the game that we had an uphill battle, and we knew we were playing the All-Ireland champions. And the girls gave a good account of themselves. A lot of those girls wouldn't have even played together before, which is testament to the lack of opportunity to train and to come together. And usually you have a year of training done by the time you get to the first round of the championship, or at least 7 months of training. So I think the girls have done well. They'll be disappointed with some of the mistakes. They'll be happy with some of the good things that they did. Their combination play was effective at times. Sometimes they showed real character. The Sarah O'Connor run through the field, through the middle of the field in the last half. Some of the blocks down that were done, taking on their backs. I mean, you're looking at a brilliant team here in this Galway team. They don't just have 5 years together. Some of those girls are playing for 15 years on that senior camogie team. They know the game inside out, and they know each other inside out. So hats off to the better team on the day, Galway, with some brilliant, prolific scoring and brilliant team play. So it's why they're champions, and it was a good game to watch, in fairness. Yeah,
it certainly was a very good game to watch, Kate, and some very encouraging signs from a Wexford point of view.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing I would say is they didn't throw in the towel. They fought it out to the very end, and they could have hung their heads. They got off to a cruel start, maybe 1, 2 or 3 on the scoreboard before 3 minutes. Galway came here with every intent to do business like they did last year, and you'd actually think that maybe Galway wouldn't have the same motivation coming down here, to be thinking that Wexford wouldn't be as strong. But you can see that they are a serious outfit. They are the All-Ireland champions, and their strength and depth really showed today as well. From a Wexford point of view, I'd have to say, is you can see that we have talent. You can see that, I believe that they're well capable. Probably a short period, and probably didn't have that league campaign this year to have that those games together, to build a little bit of team spirit, to get to know each other better, because they are a new team, they are rebuilding, and coming out on a day like today against the All-Ireland champions and trying to get that win that you want was a big ask and a tough ask. And then I suppose playing the sweeper, the girls up front were always fighting 6-on-5, and that Galway back line is a serious outfit. They're big, they're strong, they're able to move, and they're brilliant at spraying the ball around. So from a Wexford point of view, I would say, kind of a gallant performance, and they fought all the way right to the very end, score for score all the way through the game.
And one thing that made a key difference, and we did mention it before the game, I think it was 3-9 to 2-8 after maybe 5 or 6 minutes of the second half, and Galway had those very experienced and strong players to come in off the bench, and they freshened the whole thing up from a Galway point of view, and just helped them to kick on, I think, a little bit there.
Yeah, well, fresh legs firstly, and anyone appreciates fresh legs, especially when the 10 substitutes are just as good as the 15 players on the field. I think that's testament again to the fact that they're All-Ireland champions and they have such strength and depth. But when the likes of Rebecca Henley, who's normally a starter, comes on. Orla McGrath came in there as well, and Niamh McGrath got all able to pick their scores, all able to do the work around the middle of the field. They have a player nearly for every position pretty much on that Galway panel at the moment, and it'll be interesting to see what 15 they start with the next day, because I don't even think that their subs got long enough to prove what they could actually do. I mean, if they got a full half a game, you'd be looking at serious questions over who am I going to start the next day. But again, like we've said 100 times, they are the All-Ireland champions. They know what they're doing from the second the game starts, and they know who takes the run out when somebody has made a run in to score a goal, and that is the difference in that kind of experience and depth in the panel. And Wexford are rebuilding.
So we've seen certainly a very enjoyable game in terms of skill level. I suppose if you're from Wexford, it wasn't an enjoyable result. Perhaps if you're from Galway, no doubt you'll be delighted. We'll try grab a word maybe with a representative from both camps maybe. But we hope you enjoyed the coverage of the game itself, and well done to Galway on their well-deserved victory here today in Belfield.
So we have Cathal Murray here, the Bannister of the Galway team, with us after a convincing win here in Belfield. Cathal, you must be happy with that performance.
Yeah, happy with that performance. Look, I suppose coming on to Wexford and score 5-17, that's a very good scoreline. Look, we have plenty of things to work on as well. You know, we conceded 3 goals. Looked rusty at times. You know, Wexford were definitely the better team in the second quarter. I thought we struggled a lot with their movement and didn't really track our runners, but we regrouped at half time, and the second half was really, really good, yeah.
So we have to mention, I suppose, the depth in your panel. I mean, the substitutes you brought on, but the substitutes that were still sitting on the sideline. I mean, does that make, obviously, the places hard up for grabs or hard to get, or how does it go with training at the moment?
Yeah, listen, it's really good. We have a really good panel. We have an awful lot of quality, and the girls look at they're working really, really hard. And look, I suppose when they get the chance, they have to take it, and you need that competition for places. You know, we need that competition, and plenty of them put up their hand today, and that's really good going forward.
Yeah, were you happy with the defence? I thought they were particularly epic at times. You know, their tackling. It seemed like they wanted to win every ball, every single player. Happy with those today?
Yeah, defence is good. Yeah, really good. Look, Wexford got 9 points. We were disappointed with the 3 goals. You know, I thought they could have been defended better, a couple of them. But look, if you're not going to have things to work on after these games, it's no good. You know, it's our first game in a while. You know, it's hard enough to get challenge matches with what's going on, and that game is going to bring us on hopefully. And looking forward to Offaly now. And
you had 8 scorers out of 8 from number 8 to number 15. Just an overall good performance by Galway, and they took their scores well. And every time, you know, Wexford got a score, you always replied. Is that something you try to enforce within training, or?
That's not something we look at. I know the girls themselves. The way the sharp out's going now, you probably have, after a score, you kind of win possession back. And but yeah, look, they're going well. We have, I suppose, we're playing even midfield, and they're really forwards, really nice to get forward, and that's what we like. As I said, 5-17 is a good score, but we can't really concede as much at the back.
Well, Cathal, thanks a million for coming up to talk to us, and the very best of luck the next day.
Thanks a million.
All right.
So. Cheers, yeah. It didn't take as long coming down.